on reading. Wherever explanation is necessary, I'll be giving that. Okay, Hansupi Prabhu, start the introduction.
Yeah, I don't have that book at the moment with me. I have that Hindi version. I'm trying to get it.
Daya Sagar Prabhu, please read. You should have this book.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Introduction, Teachings of the Vedas. Delivered as a lecture by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada on October 6, 1969 at Conway Hall, London, England. Ladies and gentlemen, today's subject matter is the teaching of the Vedas. What are the Vedas? The Sanskrit verb root of Veda can be interpreted variously, but the purport is finally one. Veda means knowledge. Any knowledge you accept is Veda. For the teaching of the Vedas are original knowledge.
To mark, Vedas means knowledge. Take a pencil with you. Where in this book what to mark, just mark this. Vedas means knowledge. Okay, now describe that.
In the conditioned state, our knowledge is subjected to many deficiencies. The difference between a conditioned soul and liberated soul is that the conditioned soul has 4 kinds of defects. The first defect is that he must commit mistakes.
Mark again the pencil. For this, all small questions will be asked. What are the 4 defects? Committing mistakes. Okay. Read.
For example, in our country, Mahatma Gandhi was considered to be a very great personality, but he committed many mistakes. Even at the last stage of his life, his assistant warned, Mahatma Gandhi, don't go to the New Delhi meeting. I have some friends and I have heard there is a danger, but he didn't hear. He persisted in going and was killed. Even great personalities like Mahatma Gandhi, President Kennedy, there are so many of them, make mistakes. To err is human. This is one defect of the conditioned soul.
Okay, from here now, Vandana Mataji, you read. Second defect. Again, take a pencil, mark.
Hare Krishna. Another defect, to be illusion. Illusion means to accept something which is not Maya. Maya means what is not. Everyone is accepting the body as the self. If I ask you what you are, who, you will say, I am Mr. John, I am rich man, I am this, I am that. All these are bodily identification, but you are not this body. This is illusion. The third defect is a cheating propensity. Everyone has this propensity to cheat others. Although a person is fool number 1, he possesses himself as very intelligent. Although it is already pointed out that he is an illusion and makes mistake, he will theorize. I think this is this. But he does not even know his own position. He writes books on philosophy. Although he is defective, this is his disease, that is cheating. Lastly, our senses are imperfect. We are very proud of our eyes. Often someone will challenge, can you show me God? But do you have the eyes to see God? You will never see if you haven't the eyes. If immediately the room becomes dark, you cannot even see your own hands. So what power do you have to see? We cannot therefore accept knowledge, Veda, with these imperfect senses. With all these deficiencies in conditioned life, we cannot give perfect knowledge to anyone, nor are we ourselves perfect. Therefore, we accept the Vedas as they are.
Okay, so here now 4 defects have been spoken. So you take the pencil and mark. Committing mistakes, being illusion, cheating propensity, and senses are imperfect. Okay, Neeraj Prabhu, read from here. Neeraj Prabhu is there or no?
Mataji, actually, he's just coming. He was watching on YouTube.
Already joined in from the mic.
Acha.
So I am reading now.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Hari Bol Mataji. So
You'll find very easy, this book, because till
Yes,
now you
yes.
have done all tough things. Now this
You
is
may
easy.
call Vedas Hindu, but Hindu is a foreign name. We are not Hindus. Our real identification is Varnashram. Varnashram denotes the followers of the Vedas, those who accept the human society in 8 divisions of Varna and Ashram. There are 4 divisions of society and 4 divisions of spiritual life called Varnashram. It is stated in the Bhagavad Gita 4.13. These divisions are everywhere because they are created by God. The divisions of society are Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Brahmana refers to the very intelligent class of men, those who know what is Brahman. Similarly, the Kshatriyas, the administrator group, are the next intelligent class of men. Then the Vaishyas, the mercantile group, and these natural classifications are found everywhere. This is the Vedic principle and we accept it. Hare Krishna. Can I continue reading, Mataji? Is my voice coming?
मेरे को लगता है माता जी का नेट चला गया है.
अच्छा, तो मैं पढ़ूं या नहीं पढ़ूं? मेरे को समझ नहीं आ रहा अभी. Let's wait for Mataji. Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari. हाँ, माताजी तो नहीं दिखाई दे रही स्क्रीन पे. चलो दोबारा पढ़ देंगे. Let us use the time of everyone. These natural classifications are found everywhere. This is the Vedic principle and we accept it. Vedic principles are accepted as axiomatic truth, for there cannot be any mistake. That is acceptance. For instance, in India, cow dung is accepted as pure, and yet cow dung is the stool of an animal. In one place, you will find the Vedic injunction that if you touch stool, you have to take bath immediately. But in another place, it is said that the stool of a cow is pure. If you smear cow dung in an impure place, that place becomes pure. With our ordinary sense, this is contradictory. Actually, it is contradictory from the ordinary point of view, but it is not false. It is fact. In Calcutta, a very prominent scientist and doctor analyzed cow dung and found that it contains all antiseptic properties. Should I continue, Mataji?
1 minute. If you memorize these, you can take,
Yes.
you can take journey of self-discovery very nicely. Whole thing of introduction comes in journey of self-discovery. What are the effects? What are Vedas? How to correct the Vedas and Bhagavad Gita. Okay, continue the next page also. In India,
Mataji?
continue next page.
Yeah. So in India, if one person tells another, you must do this, the other party may say, what do you mean? Is this Vedic injunction? And that I have to follow you without any argument? Vedic injunctions cannot be interpreted. But ultimately, if you carefully study why these injunctions are there, you will find that they are all correct. The Vedas are not compilations of human knowledge. Vedic knowledge comes from the spiritual world, from Lord Krishna. Another name for the Vedas is Shruti. Shruti refers to that knowledge which is acquired by hearing. It is not experimental knowledge. Shruti is considered to be like a mother. We take so much knowledge from our mother. For example, if you want to know who your father is, who can answer you? Your mother. If the mother says, here is your father, you have to accept it. It is not possible to experiment to find out whether he is your father. Similarly, if you want to know something beyond your experience, beyond your experimental knowledge, beyond the activities of the senses, then you have to accept the Vedas. There is no question of experimenting. It has already been experimented.
Krishna, we can't hear you.
The version of the mother, for
Please
instance,
unmute.
has to be accepted as truth. There is no other way. The
Okay.
Vedas
No,
are
the
considered.
very
Yes,
important.
Mataji.
Vedas means Shruti, and Shruti
Yes.
means mother. Mother says this person is your father. You have to accept. There is no question of arguing. Even if you argue, even if you research also, you will come to the same conclusion what the mother says is right. So Vedas, they speak that Krishna is God. You have to accept. You cannot do some research. Even if you want to do research, you will come in the same conclusion. Okay, do the next one.
The Vedas are considered to be the mother, and Brahma is called the grandfather, the forefather, because he was the first to be instructed in the Vedic knowledge. In the beginning, the first living creature was Brahma. He received this Vedic knowledge and imparted it to Narada and other disciples and sons, and they also distributed it to their disciples. In this way, the Vedic knowledge comes down by disciplic succession. It is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita that Vedic knowledge is understood in this way. If you make experimental endeavor, you come to the same conclusion. But just to save time, you should accept. If you want to know who your father is, and if you accept your mother as the authority, then whatever she says can be accepted without argument. There are three kinds of evidence: Pratyaksh Praman, Anuman Praman, and Shabd Praman.
Yes.
Pratyaksh means direct evidence. Direct evidence is not very good because our senses are not perfect. We are seeing the sun daily and it appears to us just like a small disk, but it is actually far, far larger than many planets. Of what value is this seen? Therefore, we have to read books. Then we can understand about the sun. So direct experience is not perfect. Then there is Anuman, inductive knowledge. It may be like this. Hypothesis. For instance, Darwin's theory says it may be like this, it may be like that, but that is also not science. That is not science. That is a suggestion, and it is also not perfect. But if you receive the knowledge from the authoritative sources, that is perfect. If you receive a program guide from the radio station authorities, you accept it, you don't deny it. You don't have to make an experiment because it is received from the authoritative sources. Vedic knowledge is called Shabda Praman. Another name is Shruti. Shruti means that this knowledge has to be received simply by oral reception.
Okay, 1 minute. Vedic knowledge is called Shabda Praman. Vedic knowledge is Shruti. Just mark all these things. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji. Shruti means that this knowledge has to be received simply by oral reception. The Vedas instruct that in order to understand transcendental knowledge, we have to hear from the authority. The transcendental knowledge is knowledge from beyond this universe. Within this universe is material knowledge, and beyond this universe is transcendental knowledge. We cannot even go to the end of the universe. So how can we go to the spiritual world? Thus, to acquire full knowledge is impossible. There is a spiritual sky. There is another nature, which is beyond manifestation and non-manifestation. But how will you know that there is a sky where the planets and inhabitants are eternal? All this knowledge is there, but how will you make experiments? It is not possible. Therefore, you have to take the assistance of the Vedas. This is called Vedic knowledge. In our Krishna consciousness movement, we are accepting knowledge from the highest authority, Krishna. Krishna is accepted as the highest authority by all classes of men. I am speaking first of the two classes of transcendentalists. One class of transcendentalists is called impersonalist, Mayavadi. They are generally known as Vedantists, led by Shankaracharya. And there is another class of transcendentalists called Vaishnavas, like Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Vishnu Swami. Both the Shankara Sampradaya and Vaishnava Sampradaya have accepted Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Shankaracharya is supposed to be an impersonalist who preached impersonalism, impersonal Brahman, but it is a fact that he is a covered personalist. In his commentary on the Bhagavad Gita, he wrote, Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is beyond this cosmic manifestation.
Narayano
Again, he
Parovyaktat.
confirmed.
What he has given? Narayana Paravyaktat. Paravyaktat means he is beyond. Para.
Yes.
He is beyond this cosmic manifestation. Okay.
Yes. And then again he confirmed that Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayana is Krishna. He has come as the son of Devaki and Vasudeva. He particularly mentioned the names
Vasudeva,
of...
not Vasudeva. Vasudeva is Krishna.
Yes.
Devaki and Vasudeva.
Vasudeva. Vasudeva. So Krishna is accepted as the Supreme Personality of Godhead by all transcendentalists. There is no doubt about it. Our source of knowledge in Krishna consciousness is the Bhagavad Gita, which comes directly from Krishna. We have published Bhagavad Gita as it is because we accept Krishna as he is speaking without any interpretation. That is Vedic knowledge. Since the Vedic knowledge is pure, we accept it. Whatever Krishna says, we accept. This is Krishna consciousness. That saves much time. If you accept right authority or source of knowledge, then you save much time. For example, there are two systems of knowledge in the material world, inductive and deductive. From deductive, you accept the man as man is mortal. Your father says man is mortal. Your sister says man is mortal. Everyone says man is mortal, but you do not experiment. You accept it as a fact that man is mortal. If you want to research to find out whether man is mortal, you have to study each and every man, and you may come to think that there may be some man who's not dying, but you have not seen him yet. So in this way, your research will never be finished. In Sanskrit, this process is called Aroha Panth, the ascending process. If you want to attain knowledge by any personal endeavor, by exercising your imperfect senses, you will never come to the right conclusions. That is not possible.
Yes. Okay. So here, inductive knowledge, deductive knowledge. Deductive knowledge, no research, just accept. Inductive knowledge, trying to find out, but it will never be ended. It will never be ended. Even if you try to
Right.
research out, cannot find out. Okay, from here, Narayan, Damodar, read. Narayana, read.
Just a minute. Amma. Originally, there was only one Veda,
There
and
is a statement in the Brahma Samhita.
There is a statement in Brahma Samhita.
Page 8.
yeah. Sorry, I turned the page. There is a statement in Brahma Samhita. Just ride on the airplane which runs at the speed of mind. Our material airplanes can run 2000 miles per hour. But what is the speed of mind? You are sitting at home, you immediately think of India, say 10,000 miles away, and at once it is in your home. Your mind has gone there. The mind speed is so swift. Therefore, it is stated, if you travel at this speed for millions of years, you will find that the spiritual sky is unlimited. It is not possible even to approach it. Therefore, the Vedic injunction is that one must approach. The word compulsory is used, a bona fide spiritual master, a guru. And what is the qualification of a spiritual master? He is one who has rightly heard the Vedic message from the right source. And he must practically be firmly established in Brahman. These are two qualities he must have. Otherwise, he is not bona fide. The Krishna consciousness movement is...
So he is a, what are the two qualities? Mark all these things. How the questions will be asked. These are the important. What is the qualification of spiritual master? He is one who has rightly heard the Vedic knowledge, the right source. And he must practically be firmly established in Brahman. That means he must have complete faith in Krishna. then only he can be a spiritual master. Okay, and then he should come with the discipline. Okay, read from here.
This Krishna consciousness, this Krishna consciousness movement is completely authorized from Vedic principles. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says the actual aim of Vedic research is to find out Krishna. In Brahma Samhita, it is also stated Krishna, Govinda, has innumerable forms, but they are all one. They are not like our forms, which are fallible. His form is infallible. My form has a beginning, but his form has no beginning. It is Ananta. And his form, so many multiforms, has no end. My form is sitting here and not in my apartment. You are sitting there and not in your apartment. But Krishna can be everywhere at one time. He can sit down in Golok Vrindavan and at the same time he is everywhere, all pervading. He is original, the oldest, but whenever you look at a picture of Krishna, you will find a young 15 or 20 years old. You will never find an old man. You have seen pictures of Krishna as a charioteer from the Bhagavad Gita. At that time, he was not less than 100 years old. He had great grandchildren, but he looked just like a boy. Krishna, God, never becomes old. That is his supreme power. And if you want to search out Krishna by studying the Vedic literature, then you will be baffled. It may be possible.
Advaitam Achyutam Anadi Ananta Rupam
Adyam Purana Purusham.
Adyam Purana Nava Yauvanam.
Adyam Purana Purusham Navayonavam.
Yauvanam. Yes. That has been described here. Yes. Continue.
And if you want to search out Krishna by studying the Vedic literature, then you will be baffled. It may be possible, but it is very difficult. But you can very easily learn about him from his devotees. His devotee can deliver him to you. Here he is, take him. That is the potency of Krishna's devotees. Originally, there was only one Veda, and there was no necessity of reading it. People were so intelligent and had such sharp memories that by once hearing from the lips of the spiritual master, they would understand. They would immediately grasp the whole purport. But 5,000 years ago, Vyasadeva put Vedas in writing for the people in this age, Kali Yuga. He knew that eventually the people would be short-lived, their memories would be very poor, and their intelligence would not be very sharp. Therefore, let me teach this Vedic knowledge in writing. He divided the Vedas into four: Rig, Sama, Atharva, and Yajur. Then he gave the charges of these Vedas to his different disciples. He then thought of the less intelligent class of men, Sri, Shudra, and Dvijabandhu. He considered the women class and Shudra class, worker class, and Dvijabandhu class. Dvijabandhu refers to those who are born in a high family but who are not properly qualified. A man born in the family of a Brahmana but is not qualified as a Brahmana is called Dvijabandhu. For these persons, he compiled the Mahabharata, called the History of India and the 18 Puranas. These are all part of the Vedic literature: the Puranas, the Mahabharata, the four Vedas, and Upanishads. The Upanishads are part of the Vedas. Then Vyasadeva summarized all Vedic knowledge for scholars and philosophers in what is called the Vedanta Sutra. This is the last word of the Vedas. Vyasadeva personally wrote the Vedanta Sutra under the instructions of Narada, his Guru Maharaj, spiritual master, but still he was not satisfied. That is a long story described in Srimad Bhagavatam. Vedavyas was not very satisfied even after compiling many Puranas and Upanishads, and even after writing the Vedanta Sutra. Then his spiritual master, Narada, instructed him, you explain the Vedanta Sutra. Vedanta means ultimate knowledge, and the ultimate knowledge is Krishna. Krishna says that throughout all Vedas, one has to understand him. Vedanta krit Veda Videva Chaham. Krishna says, I am the compiler of the Vedanta Sutra and I am the knower of Vedas. Therefore, the ultimate objective is Krishna. That is explained in all the Vaishnava commentaries on Vedanta philosophy. We Gaudiya Vaishnavas have our commentary on Vedanta philosophy called Govinda Bhashya by Baladev Vidyabhushanam. Similarly, Ramanujacharya has a commentary and Madhvacharya has one. The version of Shankaracharya is not the only commentary. There are many Vedanta commentaries, but because the Vaishnavas did not present the first Vedanta commentary, people are under the wrong impression that Shankaracharya's is the only Vedanta commentary. Besides that, Vyasadeva himself wrote the perfect Vedanta commentary, Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam begins with the first words of Vedanta Sutra, Janmadi Yasya Yataha. And that Janmadi Asyataha is fully explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. The Vedanta Sutra simply hints at what is Brahman, the absolute truth. The absolute truth is that from whom everything emanates, everything emanates. This is a summary, but it is explained in detail in Srimad Bhagavatam. If everything is emanating from the absolute truth, then what is the nature of the absolute truth? That is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. The absolute truth must be consciousness. He is self-effulgent, Swarat. We develop our consciousness and knowledge by receiving knowledge from others. But for him, it is said that he is self-effulgent. The whole summary of Vedic knowledge is the Vedanta Sutra. And the Vedanta Sutra is explained by the writer himself in Srimad Bhagavatam. We finally request those who are actually after Vedic knowledge to try to understand the explanation of all Vedic knowledge from Srimad Bhagavatam and the Bhagavad Gita.
Yes. So Vedavyasa, when he visited, Vedavyasa was writing the commentary on Mahabharata. He wrote Vedas, he wrote Mahabharata, he wrote everything, Puranas, everything. Narada visited Vedavyasa. Narada said, what did you do? There are two important verses in Bhagavatam. When you are in Bhakti Vaibhav, you will be studying. Mayad vachas chitra padam harer yasho jagat pavitram pravita karichit. Vayasam tirtam ushanti manasaha nayatra hamsa nirmanti ushishaha. What you have given is Vayasam Tirtham. Vayasam Tirtham means the pilgrimage of crows. No Hamsa Purushaha, no sane man or no wonderful devotees will never read your Vedas because you have not enough described Krishna. Nayad vachas chitra padam hariyesho. Hariyesha you are not done. So what you do is Tadvag Visargo Jantag Viplavo Yasmin Pratishlokam Abhaddavati Namani Anantase Shoankitani Shulmanti Gayanti Gunanti Sadhava. So even though not having proper grammatical, you can say phrases, or when you end, it should be in the same way that meters, even if it is not Abhaddavati, but every line, every word is describing Krishna. So Tadvag Visargaha. Visargaha means Tadvag Visarga Janataga Viplaha. Visarga means bring a revolution in the hearts of the people. By the first make Vedanta Sutra and then give a commentary to Vedanta Sutra. That natural commentary to Vedanta Sutra is Srimad Bhagavatam. That is why in Srimad Bhagavatam, in every word, in every line, you will find the glories of Krishna. So that is how in the Bhakti Vaibhav you'll be studying that how in the 4th chapter of 1st canto Bhagavatam, 5th canto of first chapter, 1st canto Bhagavatam, 5th chapter, all these chapters, Narada Vyasa Samvad. So in the initials, what happened? Only Adi Shankaracharya gave the commentary. And afterwards, all the Vaishnava Acharyas have given the commentary, especially the commentary given by Vedavyasa is Srimad Bhagavatam. So you see how Prabhupada, very nicely, he says there are 4 ways, there are Pratyaksha Praman, Anuman Praman, Shruti Praman, 3 ways to get the knowledge. But Shruti Praman is the most authoritative scripture to accept. Pratyaksh Praman, Anuman Praman may not be right. Anuman Praman is just guesswork. And Shruti Praman is hearing from authoritative source. So then seeing the defects of the Kali Yuga people, Prayana, Alpayusha, Sabya Kala, Vestinigajana, Manda, Sumanda, Matiyo, Manda, Bhakti, Padati. 6 defects are there. So all these defects, in the first chapter, if you find in the Bhagavatam, there the defects of the Kali Yuga people has been given. Seeing the defects of the Kali Yuga people, Vedavyasa put the Shruti in writing. Shruti means hearing. And in the olden days, they used to be Shruti Dharas. Shruti Dharas means whatever heard, they could speak as it is. But as and when the Yuga is growing and a Kali Yuga is going to come, what happened? People are short-lived and argumentative and dull-headed, lazy, and also they have no fortune. They are misguided. They don't have fortune. All these 6 defects are there. Seeing the defects, Vedavyasa put the Vedas into writing. When he was putting the Vedas into writing, he was not contented. He was not happy. This time Narada comes and motivates him to write Srimad Bhagavatam, and thus Bhagavatam evolved. Now the first verse, invocation verse of Isopanisad. Isopanisad means bringing the knowledge which brings Lord near. That is the meaning of Isopanisad. That brings one nearer to the Lord, bringing the Lord near. When you go near the Lord, naturally Lord is coming near you or not. So the knowledge which makes a person go near Lord, that means understand Lord. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Evavashishyate. Every day, a devotee should chant this verse. Om Purnam. Krishna is Purnam, perfect. Om, that is invocation prayer. Om. Like Vedanta Sutra starts with Om. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Second Vedanta Sutra is Janmadhyasya Tanvyadi Tartah. Like that Om. Om is the invocation prayer. So Om refers to Krishna. A-U-Am. One who is the source of internal potency, marginal potency, and external potency. That is what Om. A-U-Am. And Om is the Akshara Brahma, or you can say Om refers to Krishna. Om Nirdesha. It refers to Krishna. So in this way, Om Purnam, he is Purnam. In the whole of Isopanisad, you will not find Krishna name, but it refers to Krishna. The whole of Upanishad, Isopanisad, you will not find Krishna Purnam, Adaha Krishna Purnam, Adaha Purnam Idam, Purnat Purnam Udachyate. It refers to Krishna. Om means, that is why Bhagavad Gita is first studied. Om iti akshara brahma. Krishna says, I am that Om. I am that Om. Om is the designation of Krishna. That he is the proprietor of all these 3, internal, marginal, external. Om Purnam, he is Purnam. There's nothing that he is complete. He is complete whole. He is complete. Om Purnam. Adaha means that is Purnam. He is Purnam. That means his spiritual world is Purnam. He is Purnam. Idam. His material world is also Purnam. Why? Everything is available. Purnam. Purnat Purnam Udachyate. What is the meaning of Udachyate? Whatever produced is also Purnam. Purnasya Purnamadaya. He is complete whole. Whatever he is complete, Purnam. Adaya. After taking away everything, still whatever remains, avashishyate, that is also Purnam. Like you have a paper. you cut the paper. You cannot say paper is Purnam. No. But whatever removed from Krishna is Purnam. After removing, whatever remains, that is also Purnam. That is why Purnam refers to complete. Why there is an incomplete knowledge about Krishna? Why one cannot understand that he is complete? Because of the incomplete knowledge. If a person doesn't have a complete knowledge of Krishna, he cannot understand, he cannot appreciate that chanting of the holy name is enough. That is Purnam. Don't have to do anything. Just chant the holy name. But because I don't have complete knowledge of the whole, I suffer. So even if there is some Vedic sanskaras or Vedic rituals is there, that is to understand this Purnam only. So that whatever kleshas I have, that is removed, and I can understand that Purnam, that Krishna is complete, Krishna is perfect. Okay, Gadadhar Prabhu, chant the verse first.
Yes, Mother. Hare Krishna, Dandatam to you. Introduction. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udhyate
Udachyate,
Purnasya Purnamada
Udachyate,
Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Sisyate
Eva Vashishyate, Eva Vashishyate.
Eva Vasishyate.
1 minute,
Translation.
Parthabandhu Prabhu. Wait. First chanting of the verse. Parthabandhu Prabhu, you read. You read the words first.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam
You are not going to say like this.
Purnamudachyate
Om Purnamada Purnamidam. There's a way to chant the mantras. You're not just reading.
Om
Purnamada.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Vashishyate.
1 minute. Narayana, you read.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate.
This is how you have to read. Because this is having a particular meter. Okay. Kadi Prabhu, you read.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Iva Vashyate. Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Iva Vashyate.
Eva Vashishyate. Eva Vashishyate.
Eva Vashishyate. Purnam Eva Vashishyate. Right? Shall I read once again, Mataji?
Hansrubi Prabhu, read. Yeah, read.
Hare Krishna. Om
Wait.
Purna-
Kadi Prabhu, want to read.
Yeah.
Wait. Kadi Prabhu, read.
Yeah. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Iva Shishyate Iva Vashishyate
Eva.
Eva
Okay. Hansrubi
Vashishyate.
Prabhu, read.
Hare Krishna. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. If you can make this sound, then this is a perfect way of chanting. Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. This is the most important prayer which every devotee should chant. Okay. You read the translation, Gadadhar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Translation. The personality of Godhead is perfect and complete. And because he is completely perfect, all emanations from him, such as this phenomenal world, are perfectly equipped as complete wholes. Whatever is produced of the complete whole is also complete in itself. Because he is the complete whole, even though so many complete units emanate from him, he remains the complete balance. Can I go for purport, Mataji? Can I go purport?
Yeah, read the first paragraph, then Partha Bandhu Prabhu will read.
Yes, Mataji.
Read first.
Purport. The complete whole or the supreme absolute truth is the complete personality of Godhead. Realization of impersonal Brahman or of Paramatma, the supersoul, is incomplete realization of the absolute complete. The supreme personality of Godhead is Sachidananda Vigraha. Realization of impersonal Brahman is realization of his feature or his aspect of eternity. And Paramatma realization is realization of his Sat and Chit features, his aspects of eternity and knowledge. But realization of personality of Godhead is realization of all the transcendental features, Sat, Chit, and Ananda bliss. When one realizes the Supreme Person, he realizes these aspects of the absolute truth in their completeness. Vigraha means form. Thus, the complete whole is not formless. If he were formless, or if he were less than his creation in any other way, he could not be complete. The complete whole must contain everything, both within and beyond our experience. Otherwise, he cannot be complete. Hare Krishna.
Yes. So one who is within and beyond our experience, that person is Lord. So it's not necessarily everything we should know, because it is beyond our range. That's why he cannot be incomplete. He is complete. Okay. Read. Partha Bandhu Prabhu.
The complete whole, the personality of Godhead, has immense potency, all of which are as complete as he is. Thus, this phenomenal world is also complete in itself. The 24 elements of which this material universe is a temporary manifestation are arranged to produce everything necessary for the maintenance and subsistence of this universe. No other unit in the universe need make an extraneous effort to try to maintain the universe. The universe functions on its own time scale, which is fixed by the energy of the complete whole. And when that schedule is completed, this temporary manifestation will be annihilated by the all facilities are given to the small complete unit, namely the living being, to enable them to realize the complete whole. All forms of incompleteness are experienced due to incomplete knowledge of the complete whole. The human form of life is a complete manifestation of the consciousness of the living being, and it is obtained after evolving through 84 lakh species of life in the cycle of birth and death. If in this human life of full consciousness, the living entity does not realize his completeness relation to the complete whole, he loses the chance to realize his completeness and is again put into the revolutionary cycle by the law of material nature. Because we do not.
So your human,
Okay.
the living entity is also complete. Lord is complete. Whatever emanates is complete. The Jada Brahman is also complete. Everything is complete. But why we are not having that knowledge? Because of our incomplete understanding. Everything is complete. Okay, from here, Jhumo read. Jhumo read. Unable to connect? Okay. I go.
Pariksha?
Is it audible?
Unable to.
Mataji, from where should we make a
Unable to
complete
connect?
whole?
Because we do not know that there is a complete arrangement in nature for our maintenance.
Because because we do not know that there is a complete arrangement in nature for our maintenance, we make efforts to utilize the resources of nature to create a so-called complete life of sense enjoyment. Because the living entity cannot enjoy the life of the senses without being dovetailed with the complete whole, the misleading life of sense enjoyment is an illusion. The hand of a body is a complete unit only as long as it is attached to the complete body. When the hand is severed from the body, it may appear like a hand, but it actually has none of the potencies of a hand. Similarly, living beings are part and parcel of the complete whole, and if they are severed from the complete whole, the illusory representation of completeness cannot fully satisfy them. The completeness of human life can be realized only when one engages in the service of the complete whole. All services in this world, whether social, political, communal, international, or even interplanetary, will remain incomplete until they are dovetailed with the complete whole. When everything is dovetailed with the complete whole, the attached parts and parcels also become complete in themselves.
So everything is complete. So many complete word has been used. See, all forms of incompleteness are experienced due to incomplete knowledge of the complete whole. Everything is complete, 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 complete. So we'll also complete the portion as quickly as possible. You have to use the word complete. So study nicely for nectar of devotion, simultaneously study. Isopanisad is not very difficult. Questions will be very, very simple. Simple questions will be asked. Just read. It's not something very, very tensional. You all know everything. So many times you all have been hearing the classes. So don't worry about anything. So Ishavasam idam sarvam, that will do next time. Okay. Any questions in this?
Hare
Any
Krishna, Mataji.
questions? Yeah.
Yeah, this invocation means we are invocating whom and invocating for what, Mataji?
Whom we are invocating? You only tell. Whom are we calling? And for what purpose we are calling?
Krishna only invocation.
Yes. Om na. Om Purnam. I am calling him only na. You are complete, O Krishna. And why we are calling? Why are we calling? Can anyone say why are we calling Krishna? Why should we call him? Yes, Prabhu. Yes, there, Sagar Prabhu. Unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna, I have one question regarding this verse.
One of us answer. Why we are calling Krishna? Or why should we call him? Yes. Huh? To get his mercy, na?
Normally when we
mercy, simple answer. To get his mercy.
Acha. Normally when we do puja, we
Yes.
invoke God Ganesha, like that we hear, na? Then we do some puja and all. So there was some purpose now in invoking the God. So here we to get mercy, na? You told.
Yeah, we are invocating him so that we attain. We want his knowledge. Then how are we going to get his knowledge? By his mercy only. To understand even the completeness of Krishna, the whole, everything is complete. Whatever emanates from him is complete. Everything is complete. Even for that also invoke him. No? Like when you say Om, actually inviting Krishna. Even though you do demigod worship, whatever, the moment you say Om, actually you are inviting Krishna.
Oh.
Om. Om. Listen, oh, engineer Saab, whom you are calling? You have not told any name, but you have called that person and he knows you have called him. The same way when you say Om, Krishna is present. Yes, yes, tell me. Om iti akshara brahma, Krishna says, I am that person. And generally we don't know. That is why you say Om Namah Shivaya. We think we are telling Shivji. No. Om, oh Krishna, Namaha, your name, Shivaya, is completely pure, auspicious. Actually, Om Namah Shivaya means, oh Lord, your name is completely auspicious. You are completely auspicious. I pay obeisances to you. Even the process is auspicious. Okay, Daya Sagar Prabhu.
I have also the question regarding this verse. In this verse, Krishna says that everything what emanates from him. So actually, this verse says that everything what emanates from from Krishna is also complete. So it is said, idam, this material, this phenomenal world. So in Bhagavad Gita, in verse 9.2, 9.5, it is said that that Krishna is not part of this cosmic manifestation. So it's a little bit like difficult to understand.
Yeah, modes of material nature belongs to him, right? The whole world belongs to him, but he is not a part of it. The present belongs to the government. The present belongs in the jurisdiction of the governor. Governor is not the part of. Able to understand? It's a very subtle meaning. Though everything belongs to God. God is not under the jurisdiction of this material laws.
As a word, idam means this phenomenal world is also complete, but it's
This
not like a part
word.
of this. But Krishna is not part of this.
Even though
idam.
Krishna is not the part of it, but it is coming from Krishna. That is why it's complete. What you require, everything is there. You have air to breathe. You have water to sustain you. You have food to nourish you. Everything has been given to you. So phenomenal world is also complete. That is why you are staying here. Okay. The body is complete. That is why you are staying in that body. Just imagine if your house is not complete, you don't enter that house. If you have booked a new house, if it is not complete, you will not go. In the same way, if the body is not complete, then how will you enter? So whatever required for this body, what you are eating, how it goes in the stomach, how it is digesting, how it goes to every organ, and whatever not required, how it is thrown out. Let's see how complete arrangement has been done by Krishna. When you say complete, there are so many meanings for it. How complete arrangement. You are not to do anything, you just have to go and eat. And then automatically other things are happening or not. Who has done such a complete arrangement? You're not to bother anything, you just have to put in the stomach. Then what happens? How the whole nourishment happens? We have not even thought about it. We have not even thought about it. But Krishna has thought everything. Okay, in the night time, I feel sleepy. Why? Krishna has given modes so perfectly. Morning hours, I feel fresh. Huh? Why? The sun rises. Why one day sun should not rise? But sun rises. Sun sets. So that yantra rudhani maya. This yantra has to take rest. Automatically you feel drowsy. You feel sleepy. Especially after the Bhakti Shastri class. Yes, you feel very sleepy.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? No questions. So now, Nainu Manjari is ready with any shlokas or should we close it? No? Yes, Nainu will tell a shloka.
Om Purnamadam Purnamadaha Purnat Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udhachyate Purnasa Purnamadaya Purna Eva Avashishyate.
Very good. Bhakti Shastri student.
Vanchakalpatarupesa Kripa Sindhupevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Krishna Bindi ki jai.
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.